Now, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that he'll be attending the Group of 7 Leaders Summit in Canada this month after receiving an invitation from the new Canadian Premier. The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney spoke to the Indian Prime Minister a short while ago. The 2025 G7 Leaders Summit will be held in Alberta from the 15th till the 17th of June. Now, the Indian Prime Minister put out a post on X where he said, and I quote him here, "Glad to receive a call from Prime Minister Mark Carney. Thanked him for the invite to the G7 summit in Kananaskis later this month and look forward to our meeting at the summit." Now, India, remember, is not a member of the G7. G7 is an interesting grouping, which is the grouping of the 7 largest economy in the world. But interestingly, it doesn't have India as part of it. Now, it comprises of the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Italy, Canada and Japan. India, though, has been a regular attendee at the crucial meetings. And the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has regularly attended the G7 meetings in the past. It's also noteworthy to point out that according to the CEO of Niti Aayog, India has overtaken Japan to become the 4th largest economy, and therefore India's Prime Minister will of course be attending this G7 meeting. And our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibil, has sent us this report. Listen in.
The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been invited for the G7 summit that will take place later this month in Canada. The invite was extended by the Canadian Prime Minister in a telephonic conversation to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and we know that India has been regularly invited at the G7 summits since 2019, but this time there were questions given the fact that there was no official information coming from the host Canada. We know that India-Canada relationship under the previous Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau went for a free fall. But the focus of the current Canadian Prime Minister is to improve the relationship, and we know that the Indian Prime Minister will be travelling to Canada, where he will be having a meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister, but an occasion to have conversations with other leaders. In fact, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the US President Donald Trump will be face to face for the first time since Operation Sindhur, India's strikes on terror camps in Pakistan in the month of May. We know that Donald Trump has been claiming that he was responsible for the ceasefire understanding, something that India has dismissed, saying that it is something that was because of the bilateral conversation, the Pakistani side reaching out to the Indian side, calling for the ceasefire understanding. Siddhant Sibil for WION.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.